Hi homeschoolers, it's me Jazz again from Hidden Library Homeschool, and I'm back with another curriculum video. In this video I'm going to show you what all three of my sons are going to be doing for their electives for the 2017-2018 school year. So hopefully this video won't be just as long as the last one because that was very long for a history video. But I am going to show you what all three of my sons are going to be doing, and this is for my youngest, who will be pre-K, my middle son in kindergarten, and my oldest, who is in 3rd grade. So last year, since my oldest son was my only real homeschooler, our focus was to get him to finish his phonics program. And we finished all about reading last year. And now I feel comfortable with all of our other academics, with math and history and science and language arts. And where we're going with that, I've already taught one child how to read, so I kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with the rest of them coming up. So our main focus this year is going to be to get my sons to kind of remember a lot of the signs that they have lost in the year or so that we've really slacked on American Sign Language. I've had my oldest son since he was a baby. He was watching Signing Time, Baby Signing Time Volume 1, Volume 2. We have all of the practice videos. Also, we have, pretty much the whole collection except for the potty time video. We have the whole collection. So there's really no excuse why we've been slacking on it. But we have been, so my goal this year is to get them to relearn a lot of the signs that they have lost. I don't want it to be a skill that they lose completely. I mean, obviously when they're older, it's up to them how they use it, but right now I really want them to have one language that we do focus on. So like I said, we have all of the Signing Time DVDs. I also have Signing Time sentences, and this is episodes 1, 2, and 3. This is all of the Signing Time sentences videos that they have out so far, but they also do have a class online, and we might end up doing that one. I'm going to see how we do. I would just want to, refresh ourselves with a lot of the signs right now. This is what I started out in college in. I'm obviously no expert in American Sign Language, but I do have just a little bit of a background in it, so I do want them to learn American Sign Language and at least be able to communicate with some sort of proficiency with people if they do meet someone that is deaf or uses American Sign Language. They've taken classes at the college from time to time in American Sign Language. It's not offered right now, but like I said, Signing Time does offer a class online, so we might be doing that maybe in the 2nd semester. We will be dabbling in Spanish. I'm not, it's gonna, dabbling, but I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff. So we have Let's Play in Spanish. This is something I've already had pretty much almost, I think there's only one thing here that I have new. All of this stuff I pretty much had already. We just need to start using them again. So I have Let's Play and Learn in Spanish, and this came with a coloring book, well, a couple of coloring books, some handbooks here, and inside it goes with a bunch of DVDs that I will show you. But it also has pages here showing, different parts of the body, the alphabet, and just basic, more preschool Spanish. This is more for my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old, and they'll be doing this. I think I'm just going to try to have my 3rd grader kind of tag along with this. If he gets a real interest in Spanish and wants to take off with it, probably in the 2nd semester I'll have him do maybe Homeschool Spanish Academy, but for now he's probably just going to tag along with them. And it came with all of these DVDs, lots of stuff. So, this was a little bit expensive of a program, so I definitely want to use it. It's a great program. My oldest son loved it. We've just, like I said, been slacking. Ooh, all my stuff's falling. We've just been really just slacking on our languages and electives the past year or so. I also have a couple of Sesame Street DVDs that they've enjoyed in the past. I have an Usborne Dictionary for beginners, Latin American Spanish. We also have Usborne First 1,000 Words in Spanish. And for myself, to kind of refresh, I have Easy Spanish Reader. This was my minor in college, so I kind of feel bad, even myself, slacking on it because, I spent money on college and and learning this language, and I've been to Guatemala speaking the language, so I really feel bad not using it, and I want to brush up on it just for myself, and I also want my kids to have somewhat of an understanding of Spanish. All of the places that we lived so far in New York and Colorado and here in Texas, it's been a language that is very useful in all 3 of those places that we've lived so far. So I do think that this is something that I want my kids to at least be familiar with. I'd be, ecstatic if they took off with it and really loved it. But for now, like I said, our focus is American Sign Language. I also just picked up a cheap little Spanish English dictionary. I have a huge dictionary up there that I used in college, but I wanted something a little bit simple and smaller for my little kids, for my third graders' hands. My oldest son said he wanted to learn Latin, and as you can see, we already have Spanish and sign language. So when he said he wanted to learn Latin, I did have something already for Latin. This is just really just a little bit of dabble. I'm not going to be serious about this. If for some reason he doesn't like it, this is one thing that I'm okay with shelving for later on. But he did say he wanted to learn a little bit of it, so we do have Minimus starting out in Latin. And this is something I already had. We were thinking about doing this a couple of years ago, and we never got around to it. But like I said, he said that he wants to learn a little bit of Latin. He saw that they have Diary of a Wimpy Kid in Latin, so he's already read it in English, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but he said since he saw it in Latin, he wants to learn it. And this has a teacher's manual and is laid out what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to say, and worksheets and things in there. It also comes with this DVD, and I also have the first 1,000 words in Latin from Usborne, and a Latin dictionary. I probably will use this just as for myself. If it's something he really does become interested in, then I have Telling Tales in Latin, and this is for a little bit older of children, so I might just use this for myself because I have absolutely no background in Latin whatsoever. So I do think I need to kind of familiarize myself with it before I show it to my son. And we also have Olivia in Latin. I don't expect us to be able to read this and understand this by the end of the year or anything like that, but it will be fun to just have something in Latin that we can at least look at. So that is what we have for language, and while yes, there are 3 languages there, our focus is American Sign Language. Anything else is just, we're kind of doing it and becoming familiar with it. I think it's good for kids to have at least some sort of, to have heard different languages and have somewhat of a familiarity with different languages, even if they don't pursue them right away. Maybe it's something that they might like to do later on, but right now our focus is going to be American Sign Language. So moving on to art, I already had, and I'm going to try to pronounce this, but I never took French, atelier. I am probably butchering that, but I already had the first of this art program, and it came with 3 DVDs. There are, I think it's either 16 or 18 lessons on here, and it also came with, I have them in page protectors, but it came with some art cards that go with the first 3 of the levels. And then this, it says it's for 4 to 6-year-olds. We did this, I think, in kindergarten, and it has modules 1, 2, and 3, and lesson plans laid out for what the children are supposed to do. So that is mostly for my pre-K son and also my kindergarten son. My 3rd grader will probably tag along with that one. We're going to do that every other week for my youngest kids. And then for my 3rd grader, this is something that I did buy new this year. This is level 2. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it again because I probably said it wrong the first time. But it's set up just like the other one. Modules 1, 2, and 3. And then has all of your lessons. And we're going to do this the opposite. So on even weeks, we'll do level 1. And then odd weeks, we'll probably do level 2. So that every week they get some sort of art instruction. And this came with 3 DVDs. It's just packaged a little bit differently because this one I just purchased, and I think they just changed up how they were packaging it in the past couple of years. And as you can see, I kind of really like DVDs for our electives. It seems a lot easier for me, at least, to get done. Our math is very hands-on. I spend a lot of time with them with language arts, and I want to make sure this year especially that we are getting our electives done, and I don't want things to just kind of get pushed aside. So DVD seems to be the easiest way to go, at least for me, for our electives. For music, for my younger sons, this is something too that I already had. My oldest son really enjoyed this when he was younger. I have Kinderbach, and this is some of the activity books sheets that I printed off a while ago. There are some coloring pages in here, some of the songs and things in here. But I have the first 3 levels. I have level 1, 2, and also 3, and then it also came with an everyday songs DVD here. And this just teaches kind of basic piano. There's a DVD teaching some piano and just music concepts for younger kids. There's the activity booklet for you to print off all of their worksheets, and then also a music CD. And all 3 of those come with it. There are levels 4 through 6, but we'll probably be doing that next year. For now, we're just going to do levels 1, 2, and 3. So I'm probably just going to do Kinderbach with all 3 of my kids. It says for ages 2 to 7. My oldest is 8. But I don't want to overcomplicate things and make things any harder for myself, or put things in there that we're just not going to end up getting to. If he ends up really liking piano and wanting to get a little bit further in it, we may do Hoffman piano online, and I may have him do that by himself because he can do that online by himself. But for now, I think I'm just going to have him tag along with my younger sons for Kinderbach. I did pick up this book for him, The Ultimate Guide to Music, and this has an app with it. And this is just a little bit further into different types of music and how music has changed over time. So we'll probably just do this as a supplement to the rest of our music program. So the last 2 things I do want to show you, I have for my oldest son test prep from, where's this from? Harcourt Family Learning. And the reason I picked this up is we are thinking about moving to a state where they would have to do testing every single year. So I do want him to be familiar with how to take a test, even if he's already familiar with the information, but I want him to be familiar with how to take a test, because it is a skill that children do need to at least be somewhat familiar with if they haven't already been shown that. So we'll probably be doing this towards the 2nd semester. And also for him, I have Smart Practice Workbook 3rd grade, and the reason I picked this up is because from time to time we do need an extra worksheet if he needs a little bit more help on a topic, and this has reading, grammar, writing, vocabulary, and math. And while I know that there's a lot of free resources online, I just would rather have something where I can open the book and rip out a sheet and him do that instead of searching online for the perfect worksheet. I just wanted something that I could just, have on hand and rip out. We're not going to be doing this book from cover to cover. It really is just as a supplement if we need it, just to have something on hand. My oldest son will also still, he'll be continuing on with code.org. He's really liked that last year, and he started that up again this year, and he'll just be making his way through that. I don't have a set amount of things I want him to do on that. He just does it 2 or 3 times a week on his own. In the 2nd semester, I'm going to have him start taking typing. I haven't narrowed down what I want him to do for typing just yet. I have about 5 different websites in mind that I've seen, but I haven't picked out which one I want him to do, but I have until the 2nd semester to pick that out. And the last things that the kids are doing, all 3 of my kids are doing Ninja Zone. They do that once a week. Everybody has an hour of Ninja Zone. It's pretty much like gymnastics and martial arts and dance kind of all mixed up together, and they have a lot of fun with that. And they also do a homeschool library class. The older ones, there's a preschool class for like 2 to 6-year-olds, and then there's a class for 6 to, I think, 11-year-olds that they do more kind of science experiments and things like that. So my kids all enjoy those things, getting out of the house and doing that. And we have all of these electives that I just showed you that we're going to be doing. So that's all for my videos for my 3rd grader. And I will show, hopefully later on this week, my videos. I think I have 2. I can probably do it quickly into 2 videos for my younger 2 sons for pre-K and kindergarten. So I'll see you soon with those videos, and thanks for checking this one out from Hidden Library Homeschool. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Bye.